from the director of Suicide Squad. A Working Man is a brand new 2025 action thriller directed by David Ayer, starring Jason Statham. And okay, listen, I hated Suicide Squad, but everything else from David Ayer, no, not everything else. I did not like The Tax Collector or Bright, but everything else from David Ayer, I've enjoyed. I really loved The Beekeeper last year. It was one of the biggest surprises of the year. And that also starred Jason Statham. So, yeah, I was excited for another David Ayer, Jason Statham team-up movie. Why not? Let's see some Jason Statham ass-kicking. And, it's not bad. So let's go ahead and start off with the good. And as always with these types of movies, Jason Statham is just absolutely fantastic. He's a typical Jason Statham character, yeah, but I liked him. I've always liked Jason Statham. He's always been one of my favorite action stars. And outside of Gerard Butler and Frank Grillo, this is the closest we'll ever have to a classic 90s action star. And yeah, I just really love Jason Statham here. Great character. Just a badass. It's a Jason Statham character. You've seen them, you've seen one, you've seen them all, but they work every time for me. So yeah, I really like Jason Statham here. Then you got Michael Pena in this movie, and he's not in it a lot, but the scenes that he is in, he really shows his acting range. He brings a lot of emotion to his character, and I really like his back and forth with Jason Statham. Really good chemistry there. And then finally, David Harbour. A very small role for him, but he's really good as well. I thought that he was a secret badass. If they make a sequel to this movie, I'd love to see him get in on the action a little bit. So, yeah, really love David Harbour here. The story here is pretty good. It's just Jason Statham hunting down human traffickers. It's taken with Jason Statham pretty much. But if you got a character taking out human traffickers, I'm going to love it. I despise human trafficking. And any chance I can see human traffickers get their comeuppance, I'm going to go for it. And I just really love what they did here. Really satisfying comeuppance for these characters, especially the main one, where Jason Statham, he doesn't take them out by just shooting them. No, he makes sure that they feel it. And yeah, really love that whole sequence, which leads me into the action of this movie. The action is a lot of fun. Not the Beekeeper levels of great, not even Wrath of Man levels of great, but the action is still very thrilling. It's very interesting. Also, I love the more slow burn espionage type of approach that this movie takes outside of the Beekeeper, which was just 100% action beginning to end. I really love what they did with the action here, and the story and the pacing, really well handled. Now that's about all for the good. On to the bad, and there's a few things I'm not a fan of here. First of all, I didn't care about any of the villains here. They're all pretty generic. There's one villain in this movie who they try to give a little bit more to do with because he's an ex-army vet like Jason Statham's character. But I don't know. It just fell flat. And by the time he eventually kills that character and they try to give it an emotional scene, I'm like, we did not spend enough time with this character. Jason Statham didn't interact with this character enough to earn this emotional send-off for the character. And what are we doing here? So yeah, the villains in this movie were pretty weak, pretty forgettable, pretty generic. They tried with one, just didn't land for me. Then you got the script of this movie. There's some pretty bad dialogue here. I don't know if it's just the fact that this movie was The Beekeeper was a success, so they pumped this one out really fast. But yeah, there's some of the script here is just not great. But finally, the main girl who gets kidnapped in this movie that Jason Statham is trying to save. Obviously, you want to see her get saved. That's obvious. But I wish they did more to flesh out her character prior to her abduction. Because outside of like one scene where she gives some food to Jason Statham, we don't get to know this character at all. Like I said, you want to see her get saved because human trafficking is a bad thing. But they don't flesh her out at all. But that's about all for the bad on some final thoughts. I did enjoy this movie. It's not as good as Beekeeper, but it's still a pretty good action movie. A Working Man is a fun time. I enjoyed it. I will buy it on Blu-ray. And I kind of hope there's a sequel, so I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Those are my thoughts on A Working Man. What did you think about this movie? Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it if you have seen it. If you haven't seen it, what's your favorite Jason Statham movie? As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.